Hey everyone, it's Amanda SageGnosis Stevens here for Chopsky TV, and with me I have David UltraDavid Grahmn. Have you ever thought about, I don't know, picking a handle that didn't have your name in it?
Well, I have tried that in the past actually, and when I have put my name down in tournaments as whatever the other thing is, and as soon as somebody finds out that it's me, they just cross it off and write UltraDavid anyway. So
you're just locked in forever as UltraDavid?
Yeah, but that's fine. I've had it since I was 11, and I needed to pick an AOL screen name, and that's what I went with. And
the coolest thing you could think of was, my name's David. If I put Ultra in front of it, I'm even cooler.
I think the logic is up.
Staying Ultra. So, Red Bull Battle Rounds. Punk wins another tournament. It was a little touch and go versus IDOM. What do you think it is about Punk that has allowed him to be extremely dominant in season 2? Because it's not just the traveling, right? Like before, like at first you're like, oh, it's because, you know, we haven't seen him at events. So, but now people have had a full season of footage of him to watch. What is it?
I think the biggest thing that jumps out to me is that he has the best reactions and he uses them the best. So we saw that in this top 8. He reacted to Abigail doing stuff by doing EXDP. Like, things that would be mix-ups for other people are not against Punk because he just sees them and reacts. And he has such control of the neutral game in big part because he has amazing reactions. And he can whiff punish, which many people have trouble doing. And when he does, he turns it into big damage. It's not like he does down medium kick and that's it. It's down medium kick into Tenko into full combo. And that's really hard to make happen. He reacts to the medium kick itself, hitting. You know, he doesn't need more buttons than that to confirm. It's instant. So he has all the other things too. You know, excellent spacing, excellent mix-ups. He varies his mix-ups almost every time. It's very rare that he does the same sequence more than once. It's almost always a mix-up. Other people do that stuff too, but I think that the thing that he does on top of that is that he has the best reactions.
You brought up Abigail, and sort of this weekend we saw a lot of DLC characters, but we saw, you know, Cool Kid's really phenomenal run last night with Abigail. What do you think of Abigail as a character?
I think Abigail's really good. I think he's really strong. I think he has great buttons, good neutral game, great pressure. He has, you know, weak defense, but most characters do. And he has the benefit, though, of having so much life that he can get hit once more, maybe twice more than other characters and still live. So even though he doesn't have like defensive options per se, he can afford mistakes more than other characters can, while again having crazy damage output, great mix-ups, great buttons, more mobility than you would expect for a big guy like that. I think he has a lot of tools.
All right, you're a commentator. You're a commentator that's been doing this for quite some time, and usually the question I ask a lot of the sort of upper echelon of players is, how do you stay consistent as a pro over the course of multiple games and multiple years? In your case, it is what has kept you interested in being a commentator for so long?
Well, it's very much the same as what I did before I began commentating. It's just in a more public way. When I would go to tournaments before, I always thought about things and would talk about it with friends in like a pretty similar fashion to how we do it on commentary. And even if I wasn't at some spot, I would go on Shoryuken and type up a whole big, you know, analysis of things. So it's something that I've always done and I find still fascinating. And I don't know that I would ever not find it fascinating. It's just, it's so... I love fighting games so much. I love the strategy behind them so much. So that's what keeps me in it, is the love of the strategy of fighting games. You know, and being able to talk about it is awesome. Love that.
So I know that you cringe a little when I use the word caster, but when I talk to the caster community, especially in League of Legends, they talk about how they try to watch other games to sort of see what they can osmosis and bring to their toolkit. Like Indiana Black, Frostgarden from League of Legends, says that she started watching a lot of the FGC because she thought that you guys brought a very unique energy to your commentating style, that she wanted to try to see if she could figure out ways to bring that into hers. For you, do you watch other esports? Do you try to see what other casters and commentators do and try to see if it shores up any holes that you think you have?
Something that I did a lot when I was starting it out, for sure. I think that Artosis had a huge impact on me. I was a big StarCraft head back in the day. I played Brood War a lot, as my main game before I really picked up fighting games more exclusively. So that definitely had a big impact on me. But it did for everybody else too. And if you go around and listen to people's style, I would say the prevalent commentary style in esports is basically Artosis, but like a little bit modified. But I think that it's like from him that most people got their style. So which I think makes a lot of sense because he's great. But I think that if I were to learn anything from it now, it's more in the sense of make sure that I'm maintaining a unique feel. Because I think that's a big problem in esports commentary, that there's not much that's unique. There's people have the same cadences and they use the same words and the same rhythms and they talk about the same things. They bring up the same points. I really think that's an issue for it. So it's certainly important to listen to other games and their commentary styles because I definitely need work still, and everybody does. So I do listen to it to see if there's anything that they have going on. I think probably one of the things that I did learn the best from other games is how to fill time. In fighting games, there's once a match starts, it's constant. There's no downtime at all. Whereas if you watch StarCraft or something like that, there's a lot of downtime. Obviously, there's very fast-paced moments too, but they have to fill a lot, especially at the start of a game. And so figuring out what to talk about and what made sense was something that I definitely learned from other games. But yeah, nowadays it's more like, without casting too much shade, because I think that they do a good job for their style, I think I want to make sure that I don't lose the unique flavor of FGC commentary style. And for me, a problem in esports commentary is that there's too much the same.
You recently did E-League for Injustice 2. Do you want to see more of that sort of style of going back to an analyst desk and having a host break down things and then pitching it to an interviewer? Do you want to see that more, especially at the high level events like Evo, like Combo Breaker, like CEO, or do you kind of like the current two commentators kind of run the show until the next two pick up? What do you prefer? Or I guess prefer is correct.
Okay. I like both. I don't know that I have a good preference for either. I like both sides of that. I like to do commentary on live matches, and I also like to ramble about what we've seen. So I like both, and an analyst desk is something that I have been trying to get going since I think 2011 at Evo. I first pitched it. It's forever ago. So it's been a long time coming, and I like that it's there. I definitely do. But I don't want every tournament to be the same. Obviously. So it's good to have some tournaments where it's just the 2 or 3, or today we had 4 commentating simultaneously for parts of it. So I think that's cool, but it's also cool to have sometimes a dedicated analyst desk because that allows you to really dig into parts of it more. I'm not sure about the host role. Having a host is important, I think, for things like television, where maybe a lot of people might not know what's going on, but for a Twitch stream where people really seek it out more and they may know more in the first place, I don't think that's a very important role. So I'd like to have more just analysis and talking about stuff rather than the host. But yeah, they're both fun. I like them both a lot.
Speaking that you brought it up, I don't think I've ever seen a 4-man FGC commentating action going on. Even in League of Legends, 3 is the most, and those are fairly interesting and sort of very unique. How did you guys kind of try to figure out what the 4-man style was going to be like, or were you just we're just going to get on this couch and just hopefully not shout over each other?
Yeah, that is exactly what we did. But we all have commentated with each other so much, and not just commentated, but hung out, and we know each other really well. So I don't think any of us was worried that we would talk over each other, and we really didn't. You pick up on cues, on both audible cues and then also how people are sitting. If somebody is leaning forward or whatever, they may be more into it and may want to speak more. If somebody is more relaxed, you may not think that they want to talk. There's also a side of it that's a set of mix-ups. It's in the game. I'm betting it's my turn now. Things like that, which are really fun actually to do live. So I really enjoyed it. But no, we didn't plan things out in advance, and I do think it went all right.
Now, do you prefer sitting on a couch or chairs? Do you want more couches?
I just want to know if it's going to be a couch or a chair before I get there. That's all. That's all.
Is there a game plan to the couch meta versus the chair meta?
Yes, there is. I would have brought more than one pair of pants if I had thought that I was going to be on a couch where you could see my pants. I didn't even think about it. So yeah.
You hear that, folks? There's a meta between couch casting and chair casting.
That's right.
Oh boy, I was not expecting that. I guess so. I've asked every commentator that I talked to this week in this question, so you get to be put in the hot seat too. We now know the 30 players that are going to be at the Capcom Cup, minus the last chance qualifier stuff. Right now, gun to your head, feet to the fire. No, it's actually not that easy. Okay. You have to attempt to predict the entire top 8.
That's all right.
not in like a specific numerical order, but you have to predict the entire top 8. See, it'd be too easy to ask you who the winner is going to be.
You're right. I called Punk to win Capcom Cup at final round this year, at like the start of the CPT season. So I can't. He's obviously in my top 8.
All right, so one down, 7 to go.
Yeah, okay. I like Tokido, Fudo.
3.
Yeah, I like those Knuckle Dew. Let's see. Now it gets funky.
This is where everything shuts down. Everybody gets the 4 out like super quick.
Was it those 4?
Knuckle Dew, Punk, and Taquito have been pretty consistent. You were I think you and Tasty Steve said Fudo. James did not say Fudo.
In the top 8?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
So there's already been some divergence.
Interesting. Who else is even in there? There's a lot of players, and it's hard to think about who they all are just off the top of my head.
Got like Bonchan.
Oh, Phenom.
Ooh.
No, Problem X.
Oh. So that's 5. Is Phenom staying in or?
Phenom stays in. Yes.
Okay, 6.
Let's see, who do we got here? Sian in there? No, he's not in there, right?
Oh, no, he's not. He has to play the last chance qualifier.
Yeah, I don't think he's in there.
You got like people like Bonchan, Menardi, Kazunoko, Momochi.
Kazunoko. All right, that's Kazunoko is a good one. No. I take it back and I put in Yukadon.
Yukadon. All right.
Who do we got?
Dig deep.
Yeah. Man, Haitani.
Sure. All right. Cool. That's your top 8.
That's my top 8.
Now, what's going to be great, guys, is that after the top 8 happens, we'll do a video of a scorecard and see see which commentator scored the highest, and maybe they'll get a prize, like a can of Red Bull or something.
Whoever didn't say Fudo was wrong.
Wow. I believe Jay Chenzor just got added extremely hard.
Bam.
Damn. All right. So yeah, remember we're gonna have to do a top 8 trophy of some sort that we'll send out to one of you guys. Where can everybody find you on the internet?
I'm on the internet at UltraDavid on Twitter and on Twitch at twitch.tv/UltraDavid and UltraChenTV and dpg@law.com.
That's a little low key. And you guys know to follow me at SageGnosis. And until next time, remember that esports are real.